Oh, hello. Welcome to our bonus session. I'm Burge Smith Lyons with Essence of Being and the Conscious Leadership Academy. And I am so happy to be here with you today because this is our bonus day. I told you I was going to give you two bonuses. If you've been following along in our Essence of Being Conscious Leadership Academy challenge, we had a communication and leadership challenge for 6 days. And if you've missed it, or if you hadn't finished, or you hadn't looked at them, go back and look at all 6 days so you can see the challenges that we did and the comments. And go ahead and post your comments and your awarenesses and your ahas in the group. And also, I just want to say, I want to give a shout out to RBG. May she rest in peace, and thank you for doing all that you did as a leader. Talk about a conscious leader and a conscious communicator. Here in the U.S., Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, and I just wanted to mention her because she is one of the fearless leaders and conscious leaders that we've had on this planet here in the U.S. And I just wanted to say I hope that we can keep our Supreme Court balanced as much as possible. Okay, thank you for that. So today I wanted to give you a bonus on money, on Essence of Abundance. And the last 6 days we've been doing communication and leadership, and I gave you a challenge each day. Go back and look at those. And it's only like a 15-minute video, and you can catch up with us and be able to comment on what you found and how it shifted you this week. And today, like I said, we're going to talk about money, Essence of Abundance, because that is part of being a conscious leader and getting your money right. But before I begin with that, as a bonus today, I just want to pull one of our cards, Essence of Being cards, for our focus for today. And remember, these cards are magic. And let's see. This is so crazy. Trust and allow, and don't ask how. That's one of my favorite sayings that I say in all the workshops in Essence of Being. Trust and allow, and don't ask how. And I swear that was one of the things I was going to talk about today, is trust and allow and don't ask how when it comes to your money, especially, right? So we pull the perfect cards. Okay. This says, oftentimes you want to decide exactly how and when you want something to happen. The universe knows how and when the highest good for you will manifest. Okay. So a lot of times we want to know how to do things, right? And we forget about the trust part. So one of my favorite focuses for today, let's just focus today, trust and allow, and don't ask how. So go ahead and say it out loud. Trust and allow, and don't ask how. So without further ado, let me give you some tidbits on money and the essence of abundance as my little bonus challenge for you today. So again, I talked about their conscious and our subconscious brain and our minds and our thoughts, right? And so we can do affirmations, or we can check our credit report, or we can do investment strategies, or we can do all of these conscious things all day long. But if our subconscious or unconscious is not aligned with our conscious thought, sometimes it can be a block, or it can take a while, or maybe it doesn't happen exactly when and the way you want it to, right? So I just want us to look at our subconscious thoughts, because those are the ones that are running the bus. How do you know what your subconscious is thinking? Question, answer. Just look at your results. It'll give you a clue. Okay, it'll give you a clue. So just look at that, and that's what I call your bubble talk, that subconscious thought that keeps you from getting what you want. It's like a little bubble above your head. And those are very, very important thoughts, because if you don't know what your subconscious is thinking, then it's hard to shift those, right? So we're going to bring those up to a conscious level today around money. And this is my little bonus for you today. So I'll give you a little challenge here in a minute, because if you are aware of what your subconscious thought is, then you can shift that, and your conscious and your subconscious will be aligned. So it's very powerful to do that. Now, sometimes we don't want to look at our finances. So contrast leads to clarity. So look at what you don't want first, and then you look at what you do want. So you can contrast and pivot. So contrast leads to clarity. The more you find out, the more clear you are. And if a lot of people want to stick their head in the sand and not look at finances, it'll just magically appear. And what I'm sharing with you is one of the challenges I have is if you're here in the US, I think it also does it in other countries, but annualcreditreport.com. If you go to annualcreditreport.com, you can at least look at your credit and just see where you're at. If you don't know where you're at, that's one of the pieces you need to know in order to know where you're going. So know where you're at first, even if you don't like it. But you can also check your credit to see, do you have anything on there that's not yours? There's a lot of things you can do with credit. And if you're playing in the game of money, credit's just part of it. It's a game. It's a game, people. So just look at it. It doesn't hurt to just look at it and say, okay, well, this was mine or this isn't mine. And you can get those off your credit reports if it's not yours. So that's one thing you can do consciously to do it. Okay. That's a little tidbit challenge for you to do today, is look at what you don't want to look at sometimes. And then it'll shift it to maybe what I can do. And I can contact the credit report if I need to, or credit agencies if I need to. So it's a free look. You can go and look at it. All right. And it doesn't cost any money to do that. So one of the other tidbits I want to share with you is I talk about giving and receiving. All right. Because I gave my way to prosperity not long ago. I was bankrupt. I'd lost my business. I'd lost my home. I was divorced. I had a 2.5-year-old son. So I was a single mom. And I thought I had lost everything. And what really got me out of that is I gave my way to prosperity. In other words, every time I had something, $1 even, I would give somebody $1. I would give somebody something, and it made me feel better. It raised my own vibration that I could give something to somebody, that I felt valuable in the financial realm, even if it was just $1. So what that did is it primed the pump. And what I mean by that is, these old pumps, you have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And then eventually the water comes out, right? So I was priming the pump to raise my vibration up so that I felt valuable again, and I felt worthy, and I felt like I was giving something. And what ended up happening is it raised my vibration up so much that I could remember, oh, that's right, I am worthy. I am valuable. This is happening for a reason. And the reason why all that happened is because now I have millions in assets. I've had a husband with me, a brilliant man that I've been able to be with for 23 years now. And my son graduated from NYU, and he's been traveling the world, singing and dancing and acting and living his dream, living in Manhattan. And now, so basically life has turned out, and I've been teaching workshops all around the world on 6 continents and have touched thousands of people. So it's because I didn't give up. I could have wanted to, but the reason why all that happened, excuse me, is because I wanted to tell you that this stuff really works. I'm a walking testimony that this works. So give as you go and create a flow. Give as you go and create a flow. Think about it. If you block giving or receiving, it blocks the energy, because here's a secret. Giving and receiving is the same energy. Think about when you give somebody a compliment and they receive it. How does that make you feel? It gives something back to you, doesn't it? And how about if you give someone a gift and they go, whatever, thanks. That doesn't make you feel good, does it? It blocks it so that you think, well, I'm never going to give that person something again. I went out and worked real hard in getting all this for that person, and that's what the response. So my point is, every time you give something and someone receives it, then it gives something back to you. So vice versa, when someone gives you something, okay, whether it be a compliment or money or a gift or whatever, prime the pump. Practice receiving and saying thank you, because the more you can receive it, the more you can give back, because you're doing the same thing. When you actually receive from someone and say thank you, you're giving something back. You don't have to give it back. You already did. So I know a lot of people will receive things from people and think, oh, well, let me give you something now, or let me do something for you. But see, the point is, you already did, just by the simple fact of receiving, because you are worthy and you deserve to receive. Think about a baby. When you're holding a baby, you're looking at the baby, you're going, you're so cute, you're such a cute baby. What does the baby do? Does the baby look up at you and say, no, no, thank you for sharing that, but let me give you something first before you shower that love on me? No, the baby doesn't do that. The baby just, thank you, I receive it, right? The baby receives that, and what do? It lights up your life, right? It warms your heart. You're like, oh. So that baby gave you something back. Of course, you're reflecting the innocence that you have within you when you're doing that. However, the point is, we're all receivers. Where do we forget? We were born to receive. We were born to receive. It's socially acceptable not to receive. However, in my world, it's spiritually inappropriate not to receive. So for some people in their finances and their money and life and love, they put a block on receiving, and they think, oh, I'll just give, and hopefully I'll get something back. But you're doing it like a tit for tat. You're just not opening yourself up to receive, just period. Okay. So my challenge to you today, for money and really everything. Okay. But again, I gave you the tip about go to annualcreditreport.com. But the other thing I want to share is go ahead and write these stream of consciousness statements down. And what that means is you finish the sentence. Don't think about it. Don't edit it. Don't try to figure it out. Just write down the first things that come up. And go ahead and post those in the group about what came up for you, because I can guarantee you there's a lot of people that are very similar that comes up for people around this. So my fear of receiving is, so just fill in the blank. And you'll write down first things that come up. Just allow yourself to do that, okay? And that's where your subconscious is going to kick in. So go ahead and share that in the group or your awareness or your aha. The second one is this. My fear of giving is. Now let's make it even more specific to money, okay? Since today's about abundance. So my fear of receiving money is, and my fear of giving money is. So go ahead and do those two. My fear of receiving money and my fear of giving money is. Go ahead and do those two stream of consciousness writings. Put them in the group so we can engage with you, all right? And share so we all can learn together, because we are building a global movement of conscious leaders empowering others to create a win-win world. And this is why we do it together. So join us in this conversation and do those two tidbits. Go to annualcreditreport.com and also do these two stream of consciousness writings to find out what your beliefs are around giving and receiving. And remember to trust and allow, and don't ask how. And give as you go and create a flow, because if you block it, and whether you don't give or whether you don't receive. So again, receiving is part of the process, and you don't have to give anything back because you already do. It's the same energy. Just receive it. All right. So check that out. And also in the group, you'll see a comment of, we're doing the virtual workshop of Essence of Communication and Essence of Leadership. It'll be the last two virtual workshops I do this year. So join me October 3rd and October 4th. You can do one or the other or both. So it'll be a virtual communication class and a leadership class. And you get to find out even more, delve into your subconscious beliefs around all of that. But today I wanted to give you a little bit about the money part and the abundance part, because that's part of it. To be a good leader and to have everything that you want in your life and really make a difference. It's good to get your money straight, okay, and your abundance and your prosperity and your wealth consciousness connected, so that your bubble talk, your subconscious thought, and your conscious thought is aligned, so that you can empower others through making a difference. Okay, so do those two things. Annualcreditreport.com. Do your 2 sentences. My fear of receiving money is, and my fear of giving money is, and put them in the group. Go ahead and post it in the group, because we're going to share with each other, or at least your awareness or aha that you get from this discovery. Okay. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing another bonus day. Oh my goodness. This will be 8 days now, a bonus day of relationships. So that's part of being a conscious leader as well, is getting your relationships right. All right. So I'll be doing that again tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and giving you another challenge for relationships, so that you can see any effect that that might have in your life and be able to have even more conscious relationships. So join us. Certainly October 3rd and 4th. We're going to put that link here in the group, so that you can check it out more. October 3rd and 4th, Essence of Communication and Essence of Leadership virtual workshop, last 2 of the year. Okay, so join me live in that. And until we meet tomorrow for relationships, what you focus on expands.